A few weeks ago, the Obama administration released a new executive order. This was the Open Data Executive Order. In a statement, President Obama said that this would drive innovation by opening the floodgates of government data to the general public to innovate, to create new products and services that we can all know and love and use. He cited things like GPS, the Global Positioning System, government data, which ultimately was used to create things like Google Maps, services that we use that we all have in our smartphone devices today. And that's all well and good, but why do we need it? And that's the bigger question. Think about the private sector and the innovation that happens, and if it's all about data collection, the data that's collected by the private sector without the use of government involvement. I'm thinking of groups like Google, Sergey Brin and Larry Page, Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook. These are folks in the private sector that have amassed enormous billions of data bits, piles of data all around the world. And how do they do it without government force? Well, they provided a service that we all wanted to use. And we freely exchanged our information, our data, for that service. That's how you do it in the private sector, because the private sector has something that government doesn't have. It's called the profit motive. And it drives efficiency. It's the incentive for driving this innovation. Now, the government needs us to take credit for the ideas that we come up with, because ultimately, the only innovation they provide is innovative ways to take our money and take our time in the compliance that's involved with taking our money. But the private sector has this additional incentive all the way back in the 20th century, all the way back to the greats. Andrew Carnegie with Carnegie Steel driving the Industrial Revolution. Why? Well, we needed the steel because we wanted to build tall buildings. We wanted to move people closer together in metropolitan areas. There was a consumer need there to bring us together so we could work more efficiently and live more efficiently. The automobile, Henry Ford, because American consumers wanted to get from point A to point B more quickly and more efficiently. There was a consumer demand for the automobile. All of these things are done in the private sector. We don't need the government. We don't need the IRS using force rather than the incentive and the profit motive to collect all of this information for us, because we have something even greater. We have innovation driven by our own need to get ahead. That's what it's really all about. I'm Joel Aaron for Americans for Prosperity.